hope you are aware that every medical invention that the world ever saw came from God. I hope you know. Hello? I hope you know every scientific invention that ever edified man came from God. Don't worry if the grammar is too big. Let me come down to your level. I hope you know, for example, Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, all came from God. I hope you know. But the question is, wait, if it came from God, why didn't even one came from the Christians? That's why I'm here. The reason is the Christians are busy, focused on going to heaven. Did you hear me? See, the mantle that will change the earth cannot be released on men that want to go to heaven. The mantle that will change the earth cannot be released to men that want to leave the earth. Because in heaven, where they want to go, they don't need it. So, this is why almost every invention that has turned the world upside down came from outside the church. Yet it came from the God of the church. Because when he waited for the church, and the church couldn't, they are not ready, their mind couldn't carry things like that. And because his kingdom is about the well-being and welfare of humanity, he released it to people outside the church. And today we are at their mercy. Today, if you mention Jesus too much on Facebook, they block your channel. Are you seeing the problem? When we don't rise to take our place, unbelievers will do, and when they do, they will impose laws that doesn't suit our God, and there's nothing our God can do. Because as long as the church is on earth, God is limited on earth. He cannot walk by bypassing men. He cannot bypass the church to do what he ought to do. So the church is what regulates his impact on earth. Hello, Najami. Some of you, we are here now, right? As the world cried to God on a particular need in the society, as they are crying to God, you know what God does? God look to us. He's looking at us. As they pray, oh, HIV is killing people, HIV/AIDS is killing people, no cure. God, look at you. Because inside the church, there are people he has given medical invention, but they use it to speak in tongue. They just use it to speak in tongue. You don't know? See, God's kingdom is about the well-being and welfare of humanity. It's not like satanic kingdom that is for the devastation and hardship of humanity. God wants humanity to live well, whether they are born again or not. Because he loved the world. For God so loved the world. It's not the church he loved only. So there is nothing on earth that is ravaging humanity that the solution is not with God. And can I tell you, he has released them. Because if you are born again, you know that you're not part of the people he released it for. It is inside you already from new birth. But how much of it you are able to search out and bring out is the one your world will see, or your generation. But for unbelievers that are not born again, there is nothing inside them. So they are the ones we say he released. So when you wait for the church to release the things that he put in them from new birth, and they didn't make move, they are only speaking in tongues, he released it upon unbelievers. This is what is happening. And you know one problem? When unbelievers become master in these things, they begin to thwart it. And that is why today they are creating more weapon of destruction than more invention of salvation to mankind. Like medical, there are little advancement in medicine than the advancement in the weaponry. Do you know what America is producing, and Russia and China are producing every day? I want to kill humanity. If the world make progress medically the way it has made progress in terms of military hardware, the sicknesses will have been tamed. God. So anything that comes to them, Satan influences their mind. Instead of producing something positive, they go for negative. And God can't stop them because his gift is without calling or is without repentance. I mean to say. So when we talk about kingdom agents here, I'm not just talking about people that will preach the gospel on the pulpit. I'm talking about the people that will carry the gospel to their institutions. People that will carry the gospel to the economic hub of the nation. Oh my God. People that will carry the gospel into political sectors. I hope you know, if we don't have representatives like kingdom agents in political settings, we are done for. That's why today in Nigerian House of Assembly, there's a law now they want to regulate about the church. We know the target is the church. Even though they say any religion, we know it's the church. Why? It has passed first bill, second bill is the third one they are waiting for. Are you seeing that? Why is it so? Because we don't have kingdom agents among them. If we have kingdom agents among them, it won't pass even the first floor. They will vote against it. Oh my God. I hope you know. Ezra, Nehemiah, you know the role they play in building Jerusalem. Why was it so? Because they were part of the king's, the royal. If Nehemiah was not a cupbearer in the king's house, he won't have access to see the king and even tell him the walls of my Jerusalem is broken. My father's grave is thrown upside down. And the king said, so what shall I do for you? He said, if the king please, let him give me gold, silver, and workers that will go and build it, and including soldiers that will guard me on the way because of the armed robbers on the way. And the king said, it's settled. And the king wrote a decree. Everything Nehemiah need, give him. Let him go and rebuild Jerusalem. So kingdom agents are kingdom ambassadors. We are to be everywhere. And most especially, not just everywhere, be in the position of influence everywhere.